Headliner Nation, come out to play. What's going on, Headliner Nation? Welcome to the Fantasy Headliners Live. Right before week 10, we're going to be taking care of you this weekend, talking about your start and sit questions, roster questions. Maybe your trade deadline hasn't hit yet, whatever it may be. We are going to be covering it tonight on the Fantasy Headliners. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for joining me. Gonna have a great, I don't know, the show is only supposed to last an hour and we always go with like 2 hours. So we'll see what ends up happening. Number one though, let me know if the volume's all right. Let me know how it sounds out there, Headliner Nation. Was messing with the control volumes a little bit right before we went live. So just want to make sure everybody is doing good out there, that you're dude creepy. It was a little creepy at the beginning. That's all right. That happens. Hopefully everyone out there is doing well on this Saturday evening. Let me look here. We've got some questions coming in already. Let me see here. Someone said no audio. There's got to be audio, right? There's got to be audio. You guys got to be able to hear me. Perfect. See? Okay. Someone said no audio. That's not true. All right. Let's see here. We got a question already right off the bat from Rolando. What's up, Headliner Nation? What's going on, Rolando? Half PPR. I need a tight end to flex and a super flex. Please pick a tight end and two more players. Hawkinson and Jonnu Smith are the two tight ends I see listed there. Oh boy, that's a tough one for me this week. Hawkinson's got a really good matchup, but he continues to disappoint. He had a much better week last week than what he's had previously, but I have got Jonnu Smith going a couple of spots ahead of him right now. So Jonnu Smith for me to begin with, because definitely there seems to be a doubtful tag at this point, or it seems to be the consensus that Corey Davis will not be playing this week. So that's really going to help Smith. So I'm going to go with Smith there. And then we've got to pick a tight end flex and a super flex. Oh, a tight end, a flex, and a super flex. So then Samuels, Breida, Drake, Alec Erickson, Baker, Rudolph. Much love. Appreciate it, Rolando. Love you too, my man. Let's see here. This is a tough one. I don't love a whole lot of these, but for the flex, I'm going to go with Samuels. Here. Connor is out. Breida's going to have to deal with Coleman. Drake's going to have to deal with Johnson. So I'm going to go with Samuels there. Alex Erickson, I don't hate that as well. With Ryan Finley this week, I'm thinking that there is definitely going to be an issue with the passing game a little bit. Alex Erickson being the short passing game could help out a little bit. So I don't hate that, but I will go with Samuels over him, guaranteed volume. And then for the super flex, going with Baker or Rudolph, they both are just, I think, awful options this week, to be honest with you. I don't love either of those. Oh boy, let me take a look here. I just want to see how far apart I have them. I'll go with Baker. Because of the weapons. More weapons around him, so I'll go with Baker this week. For those of you asking, no Jake tonight. Okay, so no Jake. He is out with the family, hanging out there on a little trip right now. He's doing some camping, hanging out with the fam, which is great. He deserves it. He needs some of that rest. He's been working hard. I will be here hanging out with you this Saturday evening. Don't forget, stick around. We're going to be answering a lot of questions, but I have some exciting news to share as well. Got some exciting news to share with you all. Have a little bit of a Headliner Nation, not really a bet, but I've got something in plan for you. We're going to talk about it later, but I got a lot to share with you this evening. Let's see here. Someone said, this is stupid. Learn your players. I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. Carlos Ortega wants to know flex play. I've got Juju, Drake, and Jarvis Landry in a half PPR. I'm going to go definitely no Drake. David Johnson is back this week. He says he's 100%, so no Drake this week. However, between Juju and Jarvis Landry in a half PPR, I still think I'm going to go with Juju here. I don't love it, but I think the one thing that they can do with Juju this week is they can get him into the slot a little bit more, and they can get him away from some of that coverage. So let's hope that ends up happening. Landry can end up being a decent bet. I know Jake talked about it on the start sit video, so go back and take a look at that too, Carlos, if you need some if you need some help with that to go through a little bit more, that might be an option for you. But I'm going to go with Juju. If you want a little bit of a better breakdown, I would go to that start sit video. Jake talks about it a little bit. He might pick Landry here. I'm going to go with Juju. Desert the GOAT. D-Hazard the GOAT. How's it going, Kyle? It is going well over here, man. Hopefully you are doing well. Stafford, Hoyer, or Kirk in a PPR. It's going to be Stafford for me. I've got him a little bit higher than the other two. I do have him at QB 13 this week, just barely outside the top 12 QBs. Don't love the matchup, however, I'm still going to go with him there. Jonathan Hula, Pascal, Crowder, or Damian Williams in a half PPR. Keep the content coming. Don't worry, Jonathan. Tons of content coming your way the rest of the season. Pascal, Crowder, or Damian Williams in a half-point PPR. I'm going to go with Crowder this week. I'm going to go with Crowder. Damian Williams, let me tell you all right now. We're probably going to get some Damian Williams questions tonight. Let me tell you about Damian Williams right now. I don't trust it. His huge week last week was basically built on one run. If you go look at his yards, his rushing yards this year, basically a high percentage of his rushing yards are on one big play. I can't trust him still. I still can't do it. Yes, he's going to be a sexy play this week for a lot of people, especially in PPR formats. I'm going to play it safe, however, and I'm going to stay away from him. I've got no interest in Damian Williams this week. In a half PPR, I will take Crowder over Pascal this week, especially after that nice week for him last week. Joey VNG, Jacobs become a top 7 running back within 2 years. He might be there right now. So he has played very well. He was a guy that he may end up being one of our misses this year. So I feel like we've done really well this season. We haven't had a ton of misses in terms of players we've talked about prior to the season starting. The one thing that I will say about Jacobs, though, is we were really worried about his durability. And what he would actually get in terms of volume. And both of those things, so far, a little banged up at times, but so far have been fine. So he's getting closer. He's definitely a top 12 option right now. Top 7 running back, very well could be. That Oakland team is playing a lot better than a lot of people expected. Too bad the defense wasn't a little bit better than what it was. The offense seems to be rolling pretty well, so I think he's going to get a lot better too. So I don't mind Jacobs. I think he's going to get better. Mike Gear Solid wants to know, pick one tight end and why. What do you mean? Tight end and a Y. Oh, tight end and Y. I got you. You want me to explain. My bad. So what we got here, standard, we've got Andrews, O.J. Howard, and Jonnu Smith. Okay, here we go. Good question. The first O.J. Howard question of the night. If you're looking for upside, if you need upside to win this week, it's O.J. Howard. Arizona Cardinals giving up the most fantasy points per game to opposing tight ends. You got to go with him. That's where all the upside is. However, if you just want to be safe, I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. I still have him a couple of spots ahead of Jonnu Smith, just because he continues to be one of the main options, if not the main option, in that passing game. Cincinnati has done a pretty good job of limiting tight ends. They're only like 4. They've allowed like the 4th least amount of points to tight ends this season. However, the last time Andrews and Baltimore Ravens played Cincinnati, he had 99 yards. So that's going to be my spiel there for you. So it's definitely O.J. Howard if you need upside, and it's going to be Andrews if you need to be safe. Stefano wants to know, Kareem Hunt, Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk for my flex. Going with Christian Kirk this week. I know he had a little bit of a down week last week. However, a great matchup this week. Christian Kirk there for me. CCD, review everything. David Montgomery, Tevin Coleman, Chris Carson, or Amari Cooper, running back, one flex. I've got David Montgomery over Chris Carson this week. It looks like the Bears are finally letting this guy loose. That's exactly what we need to see. I am definitely going with David Montgomery over Chris Carson this week. And then whether we're looking at Carson or Cooper, that's another tough one too. Here's the thing. If Cooper gets Xavier Rhodes, then we're good to go, because Xavier Rhodes has not been good this season. So that would be excellent for him to get Xavier Rhodes if that ends up happening. The one thing, too, about the Minnesota pass defense, some of the stats are a little bit skewed because they did so well at the beginning of the season. However, lately they haven't done nearly as well. So I'll go with... Man, and you've got Carson too. That's a tough one. I'm going to go with Cooper there. Cooper for the upside. If you need to be safe, throw Chris Carson in there because you know that's where the volume will be. However, Cooper for upside for me. Lawrence Jenkins wants to know, got to scroll back up here, Lawrence. Mixon, McCoy, or Ty Johnson? Don't love any of them. I'm not going Ty Johnson. I've got J.D. McKissick over Ty Johnson this week. One of the reasons I've got J.D. McKissick a little bit higher, and those of you out there that have J.D. McKissick, and that you're thinking about playing them. The Chicago Bears have given up the 5th most receptions to opposing running backs this year. My bad. Let me go back here real quick. It's different. Oh, no, it is 5th. Okay, I was just on the wrong screen. 5th most receptions to opposing running backs this year. They've also given up the 4th most targets to opposing running backs. They haven't given up a whole lot of yards, so they're pretty good in pursuit after the play, which can limit some of those yards, but they're still giving up a lot within that time frame. So I like McKissick more than Ty Johnson this week. So in this instance, Lawrence, since you got McCoy, Ty Johnson, and Mixon, I'm going to go ahead with Mixon for the guaranteed volume. We know Mixon will have the volume. That's where I'm going to go, even though not a very good upside. Don't love the play this week. He is the lesser of 3 evils there. Let's roll down here real quick. Richard Tolbert wants to know in a standard scoring, Sammy Watkins or DK Metcalf. Give me all that DK Metcalf. RC Productions wants to know, hey, headliners, what's going on, RC? QB question. Tannehill or Cousins? I've got Tannehill over Cousins this week. Jake B, what do I do about Kittle Monday Night Football? Assume he's out. This is another great question. So it's going to lead me on a little bit more of another rant here real quick talking about it. My microphone won't stay in place, people. Hold on. Let me fix it. Better. Okay. So the one thing about Kittle that we have to keep an eye on is he's looking doubtful right now. And that's tough, especially on Monday Night Football. If you're going to run with Kittle, then the thing that you have to do is you have to prepare and either have his his backup, or you need to have Hollister from Seattle. Because if we get to Monday Night Football and he doesn't play, you have to have someone for that slot. So 100%, I still want to play Kittle, but it depends on who your backup is. So if you have a good backup and you're like, this guy's safe, he's a potential top 10 play this week, just put Kittle on the bench and play it safe. If you don't really have that good of an option, though, if you have like a Jimmy Graham, now I'm going to leave Jimmy Graham on the bench. I'm going to play Kittle. I'm going to pick up Kittle's backup, and if Kittle can't play, I'll put the backup in. Appreciate the question, Jake. Alex wants to know, Golden Tate or Gallup half PPR, also Dak or Jimmy G. That's going to be Tate and Dak for me this week. Tate and Dak. Peyton Simmons, flex between Freeman, Sanders, and Jalen Samuels in a PPR. I'm assuming you're going to mean Devontae Freeman, I think. And then Emmanuel Sanders. I'm going to go with Jalen Samuels still. I don't love the matchup. However, guaranteed volume. We got to chase that volume sometimes, and that's where I'm going to go with this one. Mark Cleveland wants to know, how do I feel about Aaron Jones rest of the season? Well, this week, definitely going to be a really good week for Aaron Jones this week, I believe. But rest of season, I'm going to keep running with him unless, okay, unless you can trade him away for some sort of a huge return. So if you can trade him and get like a package, if you can trade him and somebody else and get like a Dalvin Cook, if you can trade him and somebody else and get, a Christian McCaffrey, something like that. Those are the type of trades I'll definitely make every day. But unless I don't trade him for a couple of guys. Don't say, I'm going to trade Aaron Jones for bench depth. Don't do that. Don't keep him for right now. Continue to run with him. And then if you get like a legit offer, then at that point, how do I feel about him the rest of the season, though? He's a running back one every single week moving forward. He's been getting a decent amount of volume. He's been getting work in the passing game as well, so we got to keep running with him. Joey V and G, what 2 wide receivers do I start out of Pascal, Robinson, and Gallup? I'm going to go with Pascal and Gallup. I would like to play Robinson, but if he gets Darius Slay, then it's a no-go at that point. Thomas, Hollywood, Odell, John Brown, and a half PPR start 2. I'll go with Brown and Odell. Hollywood's an interesting case. If you're looking for upside, then go with Hollywood. Hollywood has a lot more upside than Odell. Definitely John Brown for one of them. Hollywood will give you the upside. Odell's going to see volume, though. I mean, again, he's the wide receiver one on that team. He's going to get looked at even in a tough matchup. But if you're like, man, I really need like a big-time touchdown, I need some big plays, then Hollywood's the way to go there. Drew 300 wants to know, start to Devontae Adams, Jalen Samuels, or Derrick Henry. That is Adams and Henry easy for me this week. Qtar Lokes wants to know, pick one, Doyle, Herndon, or Jonnu Smith. It's going to be Smith for me. Mike Gear solid. I'm projected to lose by 10. Do I go with OJ then? Yep, that's going to be your good bet there. If you're projected to lose by that much, then you got to go with OJ for that upside. Lockford 23, is Carson's matchup too hard? Should I play Crowder instead of the flex? That one I can't do. That one I can't do. I would like to play Crowder, and don't get me wrong, I think Crowder could have a big game too, but Robbie Anderson can also have a big game as well. The thing about Carson is, again, the volume. We know what Carson's going to get. Okay, he's going to be the running back one. We know he's going to get the ball. Is Seattle going to get blown out? I don't think so. So I think Carson's going to continue to have a decent game script throughout the way. I don't think it's going to be, oh, he's been factored out of the game because they're going to have to pass way more often. I'm still going to go with Carson. I understand it. It's definitely a little bit of a risk. However, would you rather lose with Carson in your lineup or Crowder in your lineup? That's the way that I typically try to look at it. MSTG. Hey, Kyle, to answer your question from last week, it's M. St. G, my name. M. St. G. Okay, we're going with it. I got you from now on. M. St. G with the question right now. Pick a wide receiver 2 and 2 flex in a PPR. Diggs, Ridley, Landry, Samuel, Pascal, Samuel, Singletary. I'm going to go with Diggs. I'll throw Diggs out there. Yes, he has a chance. He could bust, but also, again, he's the wide receiver 1. So, there's no Thielen. He definitely has a chance to eat. Then after that, it becomes for your 2 flex, more than likely I'm going Samuels and Singletary. I like Singletary this week, but man, it's tough knowing that he could also just disappear from the game plan. But it looked like last week that they finally said we're getting Singletary involved as much as possible. So I'm going with Singletary and Samuels there for the flex. Chris Rosardo, pick 1 flex and a half PPR. Galladay, Hooper, Breida. I'll go with Hooper this week. Hooper's the tight end 1. He's the highest scoring tight end on a points per game basis. I'll run with Hooper this week. Galladay is probably going to have a really tough matchup. It could end up being Marvin Jones more than Galladay with some big plays this week. I'll go with Hooper over Galladay. I think that is a lot safer. I Shine 101. What is going on, my man? Saints D or the Giants D? Oh, I'm definitely going to run with the Giants D this week. Roberto Bravo Jr. Should I trade Waller and Godwin for Devontae Adams? Also, I have Hunter Henry. Good trade. I think you're giving up a little too much there. Not that I don't love Adams. I love Adams, but Godwin is the wide receiver 3 and half PPR right now, and you're tossing in the top 5 tight end to go with it. For a guy that has been hurt and hasn't done a whole lot, that's tough to do. That is really tough to do right now. So if you're trying to make some sort of a trade there, then I would tell everyone, hey, you got a potential deal for Waller and Godwin. Anyone want to try and throw it out there? And who knows, maybe you'll get someone tossing out some decent trades to you. So maybe you could get like a Michael Thomas instead. So I would just let people know and then see where it goes. I personally would not hit accept on that trade yet. Appreciate the question, Robert. Jameson Lundstrom wants to know 1, Samuel, Juju, or Gordon. Well, I'll go with Samuel there. And 2, Sanders, Pascal, or Flash. I'm going to go with Pascal over Sanders this week. Justin Jackson, Jameis or Kyler in ESPN Standard. They play each other. Justin, they're right next to each other for me. I've got them at 3 and 4 this week. I've got Jameis Winston just a little bit above Kyler Murray. But quite honestly, it doesn't matter which one. If you want to be safe, you probably go with Kyler Murray. He turns the ball over a heck of a lot less than what Jameis Winston does. However, Jameis Winston gets the better matchup. So Kyler Murray, if you want to play it safe, you don't want to worry about the turnovers, go with him. If you want to go with that upside, though, you got to go with Jameis Winston. Qtar Lokes with another question. Wide receiver Landry or Metcalf? Flex one of them or Samuels? Well, Samuels will definitely be my flex. If you need one of those guys, though, at wide receiver, still going to go with Metcalf with that touchdown upside. Oh boy, flying through these questions tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Good night. Hopefully everyone is doing super well out there. Again, if you're watching right now and you don't see Jake and you're wondering why, Jake's out in the woods. He's camping right now. So it's just me that you get to hang out with tonight. Cheers, Headliner Nation. We're going to get a bunch of questions tonight. Isaac wants to know Ridley or Pascal. Pascal if it's a PPR, Ridley if it is a standard league. Michael wants to know, why does it matter if it's PPR and a QB question? It doesn't. Some people just throw it out there anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I know. I understand. So I'm not that worried about it. Seth Styles wants to know, choose 3. David Johnson, Montgomery, Singletary, Derrick Henry. I'm going to leave Derrick Johnson. Derrick Johnson. Wrong position. David Johnson on the bench. Montgomery, Singletary, and Derrick Henry this week. Don't forget Headliner Nation, though, okay? I'll let it flow, okay? I don't let it flow as good as Jake does. I'm still let it flow, though. We got to have those likes, though, okay? Typically, we're looking at like 500 likes. There's 775 people watching right now. So you got to hit that like button for me. Really appreciate those likes. Jake out there saying, I'm killing it. I appreciate it, Jake. Jake is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. He is hanging out, too. Don't forget though, I've got some exciting news tonight as well. I'm not going to tell you just yet. Want to get some more people in the live stream here hanging out before I go ahead and show you what's going on, but worked on a few things this week, got some really exciting things to share with you. So really want to talk about that. We will here shortly. Aubrey Sorensen says, I need the tight end whisperer. He's here, Aubrey. Don't worry. OJ Howard, Janu Smith, or Herndon. Kind of like I've said earlier, if you need upside, it's OJ Howard. Okay, 100%. If you need the upside this week, it's OJ Howard. However, if you don't trust him and he's burnt you this year, then go with Janu Smith instead. Someone said, will I play what this weekend? Oh, I just lost it. Oh boy, where'd it go? Man, I lost it. I don't know where it went to. I thought it was going to be a good question, too. My bad. My bad. Jake throwing a little love out there to Headliner Nation from the woods. Let's jump back down to some of these questions here real quick. I have to remember where I left off. Glenn wants to know, hey, Kyle, Lamar or Breeze this week? Lamar is my QB1 and Breeze is my QB2. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson just because of the rushing upside. Cincinnati has given up the most rushing yards to opposing quarterbacks this year. So that can only mean good things for Lamar Jackson. Tony Piper says, eat 0-W-N-E or take Chiefs defense plus drop Mike Williams. Okay, so you have the New England defense, and you don't want to drop them. So do you take a 0 at the position or take the Chiefs defense and drop Mike Williams? There's no one else you can drop other than Mike Williams, Tony? That's a tough one. Even though Mike Williams put up a stinker, and I had quite a few bets in for him to score a touchdown this weekend. Did not happen. Or this week on Thursday Night Football. Didn't happen. I don't want to drop him, though. I mean, if Keenan Allen were... if his injury were to worsen or anything like that, he's definitely a guy that you have to keep, but that's a tough one. I guess it really depends. If you've got a big enough, if you're projected to win by enough, then I say go with the 0, but it really depends on who's on your roster as well. I would try to drop someone else other than Mike Williams. Maybe if you're carrying a second tight end, depending on who that tight end is, or a second quarterback, I would do that first. They're talking about me in the chat, people. I don't know what's being said, but they're talking about me. Let me see here real quick. I got to see what they're saying. Make Kyle say, hold on. Need upsides in there. He wants... They want me to say something inappropriate on the chat. I'm not going to say anything inappropriate tonight, people. Jordan Cabot wants to know, I need to pick 3. Zeke, David Montgomery, Singletary, Chubb, and a PPR pick 3. As much as I like Singletary this week, you're not sitting Chubb, Montgomery, or Zeke for him. So Chubb, Montgomery, and Zeke are my options. Elite YIMMAY7. I don't know what that means. But anyway, Sammy Watkins or DJ Moore. I'll run with DJ Moore before I put Sammy Watkins in my lineup ever again. Irving Hutchinson and a half PPR, Lockett, Singletary, or David Johnson at the flex. I'll run with Lockett. It's a tough matchup. He's been way too good this season to sit, though. I mean, you could go with Singletary if you want to, if you're scared about Lockett getting enough looks. But, I mean, Lockett is always one play away from making the night, though. So, Frank D wants to know, does he trade Mike Breida for Ridley and a half PPR? If it's Calvin Ridley, yeah, I'll take Calvin Ridley instead of Breida. I mean, if Tevin Coleman were to go down, then you have an issue at that point. So it depends on really what your running back depth looks like. If your running back depth is good, though, and you need somebody, I'm fine with going with Ridley. Walter wants to know Montgomery or Bell in standard scoring. Definitely Montgomery there. Brian Alley says 774 people watching, only 100 likes. Come on, Headliner Nation. Doing great, bro. Keep up the content. Brian, appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, people. Again, we aren't going to let it flow until we got some likes on the video. Woo Wee throwing out a donation, appreciate it. John Williams throwing out a donation, appreciate it. Thank you both so much. I Shine 101 tossing out another one there. Rest of season, need to keep two. Tyler Boyd, Robert Woods, and DJ Moore. Boyd actually has the easiest schedule. And I have Mike Evans and Scary Terry already. It's an 8-man league in a PPR. Help me, Kyle. Actually, I'm going to help you out here. Let's see. So, who do I want the rest of the year? It sounds like you have your mind made up on Tyler Boyd, okay? Here's the thing, though. AJ Green, I don't know what AJ Green is doing. He finds out Ryan Finley is his quarterback, and he's like, nope, I'm done. We're done with this, which is fine. I get it. I understand. But if Ryan Finley is going to be the quarterback the rest of the year, is he really going to do anything for Boyd? Auden Tate has had some good games this year. Erickson has looked great. Alex Erickson has looked really good the last few weeks as well. The thing about DJ Moore is he's the definite wide receiver one. Now he's going to have Kyle Allen the rest of the season and not Cam Newton. It's 100% Robert Woods for me. And then it's between Tyler Boyd and DJ Moore. And quite honestly, I'll go with DJ Moore. I will. I'm not sure what we're getting in Finley. Erickson has been playing better. Auden Tate has played well this year. I can't do it. I'd have to go with DJ Moore and Robert Woods there. Evan Harnart wants to know, do I like Jason Witten this week? I don't mind him. I don't love him. I'm not running out to start him in as many lineups as possible, but I don't mind it. The one thing about Jason Witten is the fact that he has the third most targets on the Cowboys right now, which is awesome, but he has the highest catch percentage, catching 85% of his balls right now. Catching 85% of his balls. That's like a Jake comment. So catching 85% of passes his way right now, which is best on the team. But for this week against Minnesota, don't love it. I've got him at tight end 16 this week. Jonathan Rodriguez, trade Cook, or you traded Cook. I already don't like this. Let's see. Traded Cook, Landry, and Ty Johnson for Chubb and Godwin. What do you think? Still have Kamara, D. Williams, and also Thielen hurt. Okay. All right. I don't want to trade Cook. I don't hate that trade, though. So that's a pretty decent trade, Jonathan. I should not have jumped to conclusions there. But as soon as I see someone say that they traded Cook, it makes me a little bit nervous. But that's not that bad of a deal. Keo wants to know, would you trade Christian Kirk for Sony Michel? That's value-wise, that's a pretty even deal. I mean, that if you need running back help, that's good. You're probably not going to get much better for Christian Kirk unless you put together a better package. But I don't mind that. That's pretty good. San Fran or Steelers defense this week? Well, I would typically want to play San Francisco, but against Wilson and the Seahawks, it's really difficult too. So then, I'm sorry, who was the other one again? Steelers defense. Steelers defense against the Rams. San Francisco's probably the better bet still. However, it could end up being an issue too against that Seattle team. I think that the Steelers have a much better chance of slowing down the Rams than the 49ers. But again, 49ers have been really good this season. We're at that point of the year. You start your best players, including defense. I would still go with San Francisco this week. Matt Stafford or Ryan Tannehill this week? Going with Ryan Tannehill. People, I love Matt Stafford. I've had him as a top 5 quarterback the last 2 weeks. Don't have him there this week. Chaos wants to know, hey Kyle, what's going on, my man? Keep Chris Carson for rest of the season or try trading for a different running back. I already have CMC and Fournette. Do I need to trade Carson? Thoughts? Well, CMC and Fournette are a huge, that's great. To have those 3 guys, that's locked down at running back. So I wouldn't look to trade him. But again, this is one of those things where I tell you people, get in your league chat, send an email, message board, whatever it is, whatever the main form of communication is for your league, and just say, hey, y'all, I've got Chris Carson on the block, looking to potentially trade him, and see what kind of offers you're getting in. At that point, then make a decision. Am I going to get? If you need help at wide receiver, then you can trade Chris Carson potentially for a good wide receiver. Maybe you could get like an Amari Cooper out of it or something like that. And maybe you could trade Chris Carson for a Stephon Diggs and another piece to go with it. So that's something you just got to do. Throw it out there and tell people that. Brian Din wants to know 2 wide receivers in a flex. Gallup, Lockett, Golden Tate, Kirk, Williams. Lockett Tate, and Kirk for me. Lockett, Tate, and Kirk. Manny Fresh, pick 3.5 PPR. Curtis Samuel, Robert Woods, John Brown, Zach Pascal, Tyler Boyd. Picking 3. Woods, Brown, Pascal for me. Like I said with Boyd, I'm scared. I don't know what Finley's going to do. I have to see it. I have to see it. Jonathan Nixon, pick 3. Evans, Cooper, Ridley, Watkins, Golden, Tate. Evans for sure. Cooper to go with it. Golden Tate if it's PPR. Also, Devontae Freeman or Tevin Coleman. Ooh, I got to look at my rankings. I got to look at my rankings for that one. Because I think I've got those two guys really close. I have got Coleman a few spots higher. Yep, I've got Coleman a few spots higher. However, with Mohamed Sanu gone now, maybe Freeman starts to see a little bit more in the passing game. We know Ito Smith is on IR now, so that backup problem. I mean, Hill hasn't been doing too bad either. Coleman's definitely got the upside. It was a bad week last week. Playing Seattle this week. Seattle's giving up how many points per game is Seattle giving up to running backs? Only 23. Man, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I will say if you need the upside, I'll go with Tevin Coleman. But if you want to play it safe, and I think it's Devonta Freeman because he's not really going to be fighting for carries. I mean, Breida's still going to see something this week. So keep up the great work, guys. As always, like the video, everyone. Help out Jonathan. Appreciate that, my man. Thank you. I am Rick Grimes. I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched The Walking Dead since the midseason finale last year. Probably need to get back into it. However, just haven't been able to. So, Rick, pick 3. Montgomery, Samuels, Pascal, and Coleman is Montgomery. It is Samuels. Pascal, if it's PPR, anything less than I'm going with Coleman. John Williams wants to know Dwelly or Dwelly or Hollister, PPR. Number 2, Crowder or Samuels. Number 2 is Crowder. I'm going to have to, man. Well, John, you don't have anyone else except for those 2 guys? Because I want to say neither. That's a tough one. I mean, Hollister, yes, it looks like he's getting some of that volume. However, it's a tough matchup. I don't love the matchup at all. San Francisco has shut them down this week. I mean, you got to pick your poison with that one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll say Hollister, but I don't love it. I don't love either of those players. I would say hit the waiver wire and try and find anybody that you can. This sounds like a super deep league, though. But again, though, for number 2, it's Crowder. Mark Hall says, hey, Kyle, can you please whisper O.J. Howard and Jonnu Smith this week? No tinfoil on the head. I thought maybe I still had it down here. Maybe I threw it out. I think I tossed it. No tinfoil tonight. If anyone wonders what he's talking about, Jake was talking about conspiracy theories this week. So on one of the videos, I had a tinfoil hat on. So the NFL couldn't read my mind. But to your first question, O.J. Howard, Jonnu Smith. We need good weeks this week. Especially you, O.J. Howard. Okay? O.J. Howard, you're going to pop off, have a big game, score a touchdown, lots of catches. Let's go. There you go, Mark. Hopefully that helps you. People are going to get upset that I'm whispering again. Harper Lift wants to know Olsen or Witten. I'm going with Olsen this week. 100% Olsen there. Someone's got to tell how many likes do we got? Where are we at on the likes, people? Blair Webb wants to know Odell or Crowder, Samuels or Singletary, Gesicki or Everett. If it's PPR, I'll play Crowder over Odell this week. Samuels or Singletary, I will go with Singletary over Samuels. Gesicki or Everett, I'm going with Everett. Tannehill or Hoyer, it's Tannehill for me, elite. Trippy Raspo wants to know in a PPR, D-Well, Erickson, Herndon, Hunt. D-Well, right? I do not like Damien Williams this week. In this case, I'll still go with him, though, because he has the best upside of everybody. So I don't love him this week, but for this question, Trippy, yes, I'll go with him. Leo, Jonnu Smith, or Mike Gesicki, or pray for Kittle. I'll play Smith before I wait on Kittle this week. If you have Smith, go ahead and go with him over Kittle, just in case. Kyle, please. Cooper, Adams, Coleman, Felix, Standard. I think you mean Flex, maybe. Cooper for the Flex this week. How many likes do we got? Someone tell me how many likes we got. I need to know. I need to know how many likes we have. It doesn't tell me on my screen here that I have going on. Is it time for Korean pie? Oh, that's a good one. Do I moisturize my tight-end with chub butter? Wow. Wow. That is awesome. That's good. No one is telling me how many likes we have though. Am I going to have to go look myself? All right, hold on. Let me go look and see how many likes we have. Just give me a moment here. Typically, I have Jake to help me out with this. Jake's not here though. Jake's not here tonight. He's camping with the fam, which is all right. He's having a good night with the fam. I'm here hanging out with you on this Saturday evening. And ladies and gentlemen, too, I might have a little surprise for you tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. How many likes do we have? No, I don't want a gecko announcement. I just clicked on the wrong thing. I need to change over here. Give me a moment, people. Here we go. We got 834 people liking it. Only 402 likes? No. No, we need 500 likes if I am going to let it flow. Okay, we got 100 likes to go, people. Let's get there. A few more questions here. Kalafa, Kingston, Kirk, Diggs, or A.J. Brown in the flex. Diggs for that upside, okay? But if you have any worries about Diggs whatsoever, then play Kirk. You got to go with your gut on that one. Diggs has all that upside. Kirk, a solid play this week if you're just looking to be safe. Who goes camping in November? Well, they're in a warm environment, so he can go camping. Me up here in Indiana, I am not going camping. I'll never go camping, but yes, Dirty Mike, a surprise. Saul says, cause you ain't answering. Well, first off, ain't is not a word. Second off, what? What is it that you need answered? Because I'm looking here and I don't see anything, Saul. Don't see your name. Still don't see your name. Nope. Don't see anything. Okay. See, man, if you're gonna talk garbage, I'll answer your question for you. But that's when you guys are like, "Oh, he's not answering my question." Is the time that I see it, and then I'm like, "Well, I don't see a question." So, are we at 500 likes yet? Rojo or Bell? Looking, I'm going against Lamar, so I kind of need a little upside. Just go with Bell. No. Rojo was a pickup in my waiver wire this week, but we're going with Bell. We are not sitting Bell for Rojo, people. Saul, I'm still looking for your question. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Someone said I only have 67 likes. I don't see that. John says, please, man. But, John, I don't see a question from you either, brother. So, what's this? Thomas says, what do my students call me? This is a Headliners After Dark question, but I'll answer it right now. They call me Kyle. I don't let my students call me Mr. Richardson. No, not happening at all. Don't worry. We're only answering fantasy football questions right now. Don't worry. Stick around later. We're going to answer all those questions. Mark wants to know, is it time for Kareem Pie? I want to see what happens this week. I'm starting him in the Scott Fish Bowl this week, which is like the world's largest fantasy football league. There's like 1,200 people in it. I am playing Kareem Hunt this week in that league because I have to. I don't really have another choice. I've got a ton of buys. But if you're in a deeper league, no. G wants to know 1 point PPR, Doyle, OJ, or Janu. Well, OJ again for that upside. Janu if you just want to be safe. Defense, special teams, Panthers, Tampa, or Chicago. Panthers, Tampa, or Chicago. I got to look at my rankings real quick. Panthers, Tampa, or Chicago. I have got Chicago higher. I've got Chicago higher. Jamie says flex is hideous this week in a half PPR. Robbie Anderson, McCoy, or Kareem. I'll go with Robbie Anderson. Lots of upside with Robbie Anderson this week going against the New York Giants. The New York Giants are giving up 41.63 fantasy points per game to opposing wide receivers, second most in the National Football League. Only 462 likes, people. You want me to let it flow, you got to hit the like button. What are we doing here? 830 people watching, and we only have 462 likes. Headliner Nation, I need you to step up your game this week. Trust me. 500 likes, I'm putting the helmet on. We're letting it flow, people. Zarak wants to know, Zarak422 wants to know Metcalf or Pascal in a half PPR. Pascal is definitely the safer option for me. Metcalf has all of that touchdown upside. I think I have Pascal just a little bit higher this week. Andrew wants to know Crowder or Curtis Samuel in a full PPR. What do you think about Stafford as a sudden game time decision? Stafford's going to play, my man. He's not going to miss a game. Yeah, he's way too tough for that. Even if he pops up as a game time decision, he'll be out there. And then as far as Crowder or Curtis Samuel, definitely Crowder for me. 505 likes. There we go, Headliner Nation. Give yourself a round of applause for getting there, okay? Titan Master himself. Let me get a drink here. Robert Pritchett says, subbed and like. Robert, welcome to Headliner Nation. Appreciate it, my man. If you're in the chat right now and you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Closing in on 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. Holy crap, I can't even believe it. Our goal was like 70,000 at the beginning of the year, and we're at 80, so that's insane. When I joined Jake here at the channel, we had like 35. That was in January. So it's been an amazing year. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. Got it, people. Right here. Ready to roll. We're going to do some let it flow here. You people ready for this? I'm not going to put a timer on. We're just going to run with it. Jake, hopefully you're out there watching. Hopefully I don't let you down. Okay. Guys, get ready for those questions. Scott says shouldn't take that long to get 500 likes. That is sad. Scott, I agree. Thanks for your support, my man. All right, we ready for this, ladies and gentlemen of Headliner Nation? Let's get ready to roll here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it flow. Full PPR, pick one. Latavius Murray, TD upside versus Atlanta, or Jalen Samuels, check down target versus LAR. I'm going to go with Jalen Samuels. And a full PPR, Cook or Murray or Kirk. I'm going to go with Kirk. Beckham, Curtis Samuel, or John Brown in a standard league. Standard, I'll go with John Brown. What up, Kyle? Who would you bet your life on, Andrews or Janu? And Coleman or Singletary? I'm not going to bet my life on any of them, but I have Andrews higher and Singletary higher. Jason says, go blue, Jason. Winston or Mahomes? We're going with Winston. Breida or Drake? I'll go with Drake, just in case David Johnson doesn't get a ton of looks. Cooper or Godwin in a non-PPR? I've got Godwin higher. Godwin for Mahomes in a standard? I will take Godwin over another quarterback every single day of the week, unless it is a Superflex league. Robert Woods, Curtis Samuel, or Damian Williams? I'm going to go with Robert Woods. Diggs or Hollywood? Diggs. Lost my place here. Got to scroll back up. Metcalf or Parker? Going to go with Metcalf. Gallup or Pascal? Gonna go with Pascal. Need to pick two in a PPR. Ridley, DJ Moore, John Brown, Kirk, Marvin Jones. I'm gonna go with John Brown and Kirk. Best D to stream Sunday: Pittsburgh, Kansas City, or Rams. I will go with Pittsburgh. Hey, Kyle, big fan of you guys. Thanks so much, Daniel. Should I trust Matt Stafford this week since he is injured, or should I pick up Garoppolo? I've got Garoppolo a little bit higher than Stafford. Parker or Pascal? I'll go with Pascal. Pick two. Watkins, Pascal, Metcalf, or John Brown? I'll go with John Brown and Pascal this week. If you're seeing a trend, I like Pascal, if you're seeing a trend there. Bell or Henry? I've got Henry higher. Goff or Darnold? Goff. If Singletary has a productive game like last week, who do you guys like rest of season? Melvin Gordon or Devin Singletary? Melvin Gordon, 100%. He's looking much better. Tate, Williams, or Ronald Jones in the flex? It's Tate. Non-PPR, Joe Williams or Joe Mixon? Mixon. Gurley or Rojo? Gurley, 100%. John Brown or Singletary in a full PPR league? I will still go with Ooh, I'll go with Singletary. Goff question mark. I don't know what your question is about Goff. Sorry. Full PPR pick 2 for running back. Montgomery, Ingram, Kamara, and then flex. Do I do any of these guys or Golden Tate or John Brown? Flex and go with all those guys. Montgomery, Ingram, and Kamara. Got to have them all in there. Robbie Anderson or Ridley. Ridley for that safety. Robbie Anderson for that upside. Jonnu, OJ, or Goddard. Rest of season in a PPR. I'll take Jonnu. Trade Boyd and Golden Tate for Odell and Jeffrey in a non-PPR. Yes, 100%. Chubb, Samuels, Kirk, Pascal. Pick 3 in a PPR. Chubb, Kirk, and then Samuels. Kurt, if it's Jalen Samuels. McCaffrey or Ingram starting, should I flex David Johnson or Devontae Freeman? You have Ingram with an E. If it's with an I and it's Mark Ingram, okay. If it's Ingram, you got to get him out of there. He's not playing this week. David Johnson or Devontae Freeman, I've got Freeman higher. I have Gordon, Gurley, Bell, and Freeman. What do I do? I've got Bell. I don't know what you're asking, Thomas. I don't know what you want me to do. Scary Terry or Montgomery? It's Montgomery. Gurley or David Johnson in a half PPR? It is Gurley for me this week. Olsen or Witten? Olsen. Breida, Williams, or Joe Mixon? Going with Mixon. John Brown, Montgomery, or Chris Carson? Pascal, pick 1, Montgomery. Devin Singletary or Ronald Jones? It's Devin Singletary. Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray? It's Kyler Murray. Waiver wire for Ingram, Cook, Ebron, or Everett? Going with Everett. Mack or Samuels? Mack. Golden Tate, Williams, Jones, Tate. Marlon Mack or Diggs? Mack. Eifert or Ebron? Let's go. How many points do you think Calvin Ridley is going to get? Hopefully a lot. Live from Mexico. What's going on across the border there? New life. Brian Hoyer or Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy G. Michael Gallup, Marquise Brown, standard. Going to go with Gallup. Nope, change that. Sorry, Marquise Brown. Woods or John Brown in a half? Going to go with Woods. Jalen Samuels or Joe Mixon? Samuels. John Brown, Montgomery, or Chris Carson? Pascal, pick 1. That is Montgomery for me. Stafford or Ryan? Going with Ryan. I lost my place again. Hold on. DJ Moore or Ridley? Going to go with Ridley here. Michael Gallup, Marquise Brown. I already got that one. Whitner, OJ Howard? OJ Howard. Half PPR, Ebron or Eifert? Ebron. Murray or Landry? Going to go with Murray. Jamal Williams or Pascal? Pascal. Freeman, Robinson, Crowder. Flex and half point PPR, going to go with Crowder. Golden Tate, Williams, or Jones? Tate. Hollywood, John Brown, Pascal, Diggs, or Woods? I need to pick 2. John Brown, Pascal and Diggs. I'm sorry, Diggs and Woods. Kyle said Singletary. Singletary. I have to stop and laugh at that one real quick. Jake or Kyle in a half PPR, it doesn't matter. We are the 1A, 1B of fantasy football. Juju or Boyd, going to go with Juju. DJ Moore or Ridley, going to go with Moore. Coleman or Singletary, I'm going to go with Singletary. Pick 2, Lockett, Sanders, Kirk, or Tate. I'm going to go with Lockett and Kirk. Sanders or Kirk? Kirk. Hoyer or Cousins? Cousins. Gallup or Breida? Going to go with Gallup. John Brown, Murray, or Breida? I'm going to go with John Brown. Herndon or Jonnu? It's Jonnu. Moore or John Brown? John Brown. Mahomes or Wilson? It's Wilson for me. Kirk or Ridley? Kirk. Marlon Mack or Diggs? Mack. Kenyon Drake or Fitzgerald? Fitzgerald. Stafford or Garoppolo? Garoppolo. Pick 2, Lockett, Sanders, Kirk, or Tate. I already answered that one. Breeze or Lamar? John Brown... McKissick or Drake? McKissick. PPR, Kamara and Latavius, or Kamara and Rojo? Kamara and... I'll play Kamara and Latavius in that matchup. I'm not playing Rojo unless I'm absolutely forced to. Do you think the Giants defense is going to boom? Probably not. Flex PPR, Marvin Jones, Juju, Mixon. I will go with Juju just above Jones in a PPR. Sammy Watkins or Larry Fitzgerald in a standard. Larry Fitz. Gallup or Breida? Gallup. Breida or Damian Williams? I'll go with Damian Williams. Watkins or Juju? Juju. Half PPR, Ronald Jones or DK Metcalf? DK Metcalf. Robbie Anderson. Oh, I missed it. OMG what? Hopefully it's because I am doing well. Oh, Hank, I am not reading that live. Standard, Larry Fitzgerald or Sammy? Larry Fitzgerald. Marvin Jones, Juju, Mixon, Juju. Kirk or Pascal? Kirk. Jarvis Landry or Emmanuel Sanders? Gonna go with Sanders. Jarvis Landry or Emmanuel Sanders? Sanders. I'm gonna drop Mike Evans. Don't you do it, Rashid. I don't know why you would even consider that. Stafford or Hoyer? Stafford. Breeze or Rodgers? Breeze. Ronald Jones or Metcalf? Metcalf. Brown. Marquise Brown or Juju? Juju. Coleman or Carson? Carson. Choose 2, Golden Tate, Curtis Samuel, or Josh Gordon, Tate, and Samuel. A.J. Brown. I missed it. It's gone. A.J. Brown or Robbie Anderson? Robbie Anderson. With Melvin Gordon getting a lot more touches, should I try and trade Eckler? You can, but you got to get something for him. If not, hold on to him in case something happens. Chris Carson or Diggs? I'm going to go with Carson. Stafford or Allen from the Bills, and the other one is Wilson or Matt Ryan. Ryan over Wilson. Allen over Stafford. Coleman or Golden Tate? Golden Tate. I can feel my heart pounding in my throat. That's not a good thing. Kyle, Gore, Ballage, Drake, pick two. If I had to, Gore and Ballage, or Drake and Ballage, and then John Brown, Sammy Pascal. I can't even read all these names. I'm sorry. I can't read that question. It's too messed up. Gallup or Drake? I'm going to go with Gallup. Matt Ryan or Winston? Winston. Woods or John Brown? Woods. Kirk, Brieda for my flex. Kirk. Zach Pascal or David Johnson for the flex. That's tough. In a standard league, I'll still go with David Johnson there and just hope for the best. Fournette, Diggs for Kamara, Latavius. Fournette and Diggs for me. Rodgers or Josh Allen? Rodgers, excuse me. Singletary or Samuel? Singletary. Boyd, Marquise Brown, standard. Gonna go Brown. Mahomes or Kyler Murray? Murray. Devin Singletary, Allen Robinson, Devin Singletary. Mixon or Ridley? Mixon. Nope, Ridley. Sorry. Mixon or Ridley. Already got that one. Doyle, Deontay or Erickson? Erickson. Coleman or Cohen? I'll go with Coleman. Brown or Ridley? Brown. Wu-Tang Clan or NSYNC? Oh boy, I don't know how to answer that one. Coleman or Sanders in the flex? Sanders. Mixon or Ridley? Already answered that one. Moore or Landry? It just says Moore or Landry. Am I picking one of them? It's Moore for me. Kirk or Juju? Kirk. Coleman or Sanders on the flex? Sanders. DJ or Samuels? I'm going to go with Samuels over DJ. Bell or Coleman? Bell. Flash Gordon this weekend or John Brown? John Brown. Rodgers or Winston? Winston. Singletary or Robinson? Singletary. Coleman or Singletary? Singletary. Goff or Cousins? Goff. Coleman or Cohen? Coleman. Holy cow. Oh. Whew. Let's go. Let's go, Headliner Nation. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what does. Whew. I need a second. I need a drink. Ladies and gentlemen, did I do all right? Did I do okay there? Tell me. Let me know. Don't worry. I am going to answer a lot more questions. 838 people watching. We better have 838 likes on this video for that Let It Flow. I don't even know how long it was. Ugh. I'm seeing breathe, just breathe. Whoo. That stupid Michigan helmet needs to go. Oh boy, people. Whew. Headliner Nation, there you go. Let me answer a few questions here real quick. I got to find out where I was at. I'm out of breath. I'm glad I got my workout in already today. Zurak wants to know Metcalf or Pascal in a half PPR. And half PPR, I'll go with Pascal. Crowder or Curtis Samuels? Crowder. Oh, I answered these already. Chris wants to know in a full PPR, pick one running back, two wide receivers, and a flex. Carson, Montgomery, Singletary, Fitz, Ridley, Pascal. My running back is going to be Montgomery. My flex is going to be Carson. And then my two wide receivers are going to be, in a PPR, it'll be Fitz and Pascal. Manuel says, my fantasy football expert. Whoa, Manuel, I appreciate it. I am not an expert, though. I'm an analyst. Who do you pick in standard, Gesicki or Hollister? It's definitely Gesicki for me. Tight end, flex, Robert Woods. Oh, no, that was at tight end, Gesicki. Flex, Robert Woods or Breida. It's Woods. Ridwan, should I play Kamara and Rojo or Latavius Murray? I am not playing Rojo unless I absolutely have to. I wouldn't mind playing Kamara and Murray this week because they've already said that both of the guys are going to get touches. Luke Lofton, Odell, Robinson, or Golden Tate in a half PPR. And a half. Of course, Anna. Thank you so much. In a half. That's going to be in a half PPR. I'll go with Tate. Mark wants to know, after Rivers flopped, I need a big upside. Who gives me the biggest bang? Murray, Mixon, McKissick, or Drake? McKissick gives you the biggest bang, but I would still probably go with Murray. Mevin Gilman. Mevin Gilman. Dude. Anna, you know better. Come on. I tend to mess things up every once in a while. Melvin Gordon. Oh man. Ben H throwing out a donation there. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much. Odin 212, Derrick Henry or Montgomery. I have got Henry higher than Montgomery this week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here real quick. All right, everyone, turn those listening ears on real quick. Okay, all right. Let's just calm the chat for just a second. Okay, I'm gonna let it flow again. Don't worry, I'm gonna do it again. But first, we need to get through something here real quick. I told you we got some exciting things going on. I've got some exciting news to share with you. Quagosaurus, keep that question. I'll answer it a little bit later. It's some exciting news to share with you all, though. Okay, so listen up. Let's talk about this here for a second. So the one thing that you probably heard Jake and I talking a lot about over the last couple of weeks is Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it is a way for you to help support the channel in certain ways. And on Patreon, you can create different tiers. And for each tier, it's a different amount per month. And you can add things to it, okay? So we've been talking about Patreon because there are a ton of things that we want to do here at the Fantasy Headliners. We want to come and see you. Okay, that's number one. We want to come and see you. We want to get out there on the road. We want to go. I'm reading the chat still at the same time. Anna's out there trying to get me in trouble. Anyway, so here's the thing. We want to get out there on the road. We want to do stuff like that. We want to come and see you. We want to meet the people who make up Headliner Nation and to make all this possible. So we want to do that. We go to the Combine every year. We want to do the draft. There's a lot of different things that we want to do. We have ideas. We want to create an app. We've already started the process of potentially creating an app. Our web designer is looking into that. We want to make the draft guide bigger and better. It was awesome this past year. We got maybe 2 complaints all year about it, and it was the fact that it wasn't a hard copy. So, I mean, that's good. There's just so much that we want to do to make this channel even better. So we have 801 people watching right now, okay? So this is what we're saying with Patreon. If you're able to go over there and help support the channel, you can do so for as little as $1 a month. And the thing that we just did, we just went in and we redid all of the tiers, and we are going to be offering some really exciting things for you, Headliner Nation. So first and foremost, let's talk about the $1 tier. I just want to let you know, in the $1 tier, this is $1 a month. You sign up for $12 a year, you can help support the channel. What is going to happen for $1 a month? I am going to, or Jake, one of us, is going to send you an exclusive background for your phone. It's going to have your name on it. Mine is really cool. It says my name on it. Then it says exclusive member of #Headliner Nation. We have a few different designs, so you get to pick what one you want. We're going to send it to you. You can put it on your phone so you can show your friends and your family and everybody that you support the channel, and you are a part of Headliner Nation. You're a part of something special. Okay, so that's number one. You donate $1 a month. We're going to send you that background for your phone. That is really cool. We're really excited about that. Now, here there are some different levels as well. And for the second level, this is $5 a month. Okay, so this is a little bit more, but you're going to get a lot with it. So number one, you're still going to get that background. We're going to send you that background for your phone, personalized for your phone. You're also going to get exclusive access to future Patreon content. We are in the process of talking about and developing articles for Patreon and a podcast. A lot of you have been asking about a podcast. We've been talking about it. We want to do it. However, for us to do those things, we have to find the time, and we have to generate a little bit more revenue to do that, because we can't do a podcast and pull people away from watching the videos on YouTube, because that's where our revenue is generated. So we're going to be developing a podcast. We want to do that. Also, 100% response rate to all fantasy football questions sent through Patreon. So if you sign up for the $5 tier a month, you are going to get guaranteed responses to every single question that you send through Patreon. The channel has grown so much that Jake and I are on the channel consistently answering questions, doing everything that we can, trying to keep up with it. All of those things. Don't worry, people. I'm going to get back to answering questions, okay? Don't head out. Just hang around for a second, okay? We're going to get back to these questions. However, I just want to talk about this for a minute. So for that level, you're going to get all of your questions answered there 100%, okay? And then also, hype videos. So if you sign up for the $5, the pro level Patreon tier, if you sign up for that, we're going to send you hype videos. So if you send us and say, hey, Kyle, I just won my fantasy football league. I want you and Jake to do a video telling my league that I'm the best fantasy football player in the world. We're going to do a video. We're going to send it to you. You can share it with your entire league. So that's that. That's the $10 tier or the $5 tier per month. And then moving forward, there's also a $20 tier as well. Just talk about that real quick. You get everything from the previous two tiers. We're going to give you a discount off the 2020 Fantasy Football Guide. We're going to do a trade mediator. So if you're having difficulties, if you want a picture of Jake, we'll send you a signed picture. If you want a signed picture of me, we'll send you a signed picture. Discount on that trade mediator. So if you're having trouble making trades, we will give you an exclusive email address for you to send those trades to. You can put your league mate on it. We'll help you mediate a trade so you can get a trade done. And then exclusive monthly memorabilia giveaways only for the MVP level supporters. So if you are a supporter at the MVP level, we're going to start doing monthly signed memorabilia giveaways. We're going to get those. So anybody that is a part of that tier will have a chance to win those. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish people were as adamant about Patreon as they were getting their questions answered. LOL, then maybe I could have a few beers with the Headliners boys. Jason, if we get a chance to meet you, I'm buying you a beer. Jason, I said it. Keep it in mind. I'm going to buy you a beer if we get a chance to meet in person. So ladies and gentlemen, okay, here's what we've got. We've got 723 people watching. I also want to tell you something else, okay? I'm going to make a bet with you, Headliner Nation. I'm going to make a bet with you. If we can get to 10,000 Patreon supporters by the end of the season, we have hundreds of thousands of views per week. 10,000 supporters on Patreon is going to be easy. If we can get to 10,000 Patreon supporters by the end of the season, on my right butt cheek, I'm going to get tattooed Tight End Whisperer. I said it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I said it. I have challenged you. Of the 722 people watching right now, if you go out and sign up for Patreon for $1 a month right now, we're basically going to be a tenth of the way there, okay? Again, we get to 10,000 people, I'm going to get Tight End Whisperer tattooed on my right butt cheek, okay? That's what we're doing. Okay? Headliner Nation, I don't know any other channels out there that are doing this, okay? Tight End Whisperer tattooed on my right butt cheek if we get to 10,000. What are we going to do, Headliner Nation? What are we going to do? I did it. I threw it out there. I said it. It's a big commitment. I don't care. I am invested in this. This Headliner Nation, you're the best freaking community for fantasy football. Quagosaurus, I will send a picture. Don't you worry. You'll have to see part of my right butt cheek, but I will send a picture. Oh. That's wild, but that's commitment. It is. Kevin says, are you sure it's not already there? It is. Also, just to let you all know, I haven't ran this by my wife, so she's going to be finding out about this at the same time as you. Justin says, whoa, man, Tight End Whisper on your butt cheek. How about a small number 1 underneath it? Let me tell you, too, I have talked Jake almost. I don't know for sure. I said, Jake, if this happens and I get Tight End Whisperer tattooed on my right butt cheek, you got to get Let It Flow tattooed. And he said that he'd be down for it. He said he might be down for it, people. Yep. Brian says we want to watch you get it. If we get to 10,000 Patreon supporters, I am flying to North Carolina to meet with Jake, and I am getting it done there, okay? So Jake will be with me when it happens. We will record it. We will live stream when it happens. Trick says you're going to regret that. I'm not. It's not going to happen. I'm crazy. I'm out of control. I got it. Kyle, you got to start saying it like the Caesar Dog Whisperer, just that quiet and slightly. I don't know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, Headliner Nation, let's do it. 10,000 Patreon supporters. 10,000 for $1 a month. $12 a year. $12 a year, that's all it takes. John says, show us your background. What background? Like behind me? I don't know what background you're talking about, man. Oh, Headliner Nation, I just went there. I went there, Headliner Nation. This is what happens when Jake goes out of town. Vlog says, does it look like I'm winning some of my fantasy football leagues this year? Yeah, I've got a shot at a couple. The big one though, again, the Scott Fish Bowl. That's probably where I'm the best. There's 1,200 people in the Scott Fish Bowl, and I'm like 250 right now. I think I'm leading my division. It's 12,000. I mean, it's a lot of people. It's 1,200 people. It's 120 divisions that have their own player pool. So it's basically like a 12-team league, but there's 120 12-team leagues. Oh, the $1 for Patreon users. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I'll show you that in a second. Anyway, I'm like 250. Jake's at like 220, so we're both doing well in that. We're both leading our division. So we're really hoping to see your butt. No, I'm not showing my butt right now. Only if I get the tattoo. There it is right there. So that's what the background looks like. That's one of them. We've got like 5 or 6 different ones. Oh, it went away. Yeah, we've got like 5 or 6 different ones. This one's got our logo. It'll have your name there, and then it'll have exclusive member of Headliner Nation down there. Let's do this thing. We want to let it flow again? Is that what we want to do, people? What time is it? We've been going for an hour. Huh. Love it. We're doing well here, people. Is DJ Moore worth a claim? Yeah. Yes, he is. My chat's blowing up now. People are flipping out because of what I just did. Oh, man. Let me catch up on these questions here real quick. Let me see where I'm at. I had Prescott. I'm pretty sure I answered this. I did Henry over Montgomery. I said that. Prescott or Wilson. I said Prescott. I've got Prescott over Wilson. Samuel or Crowder. Anna says, you would know which player gives you the biggest bang. Of course. I said it. There you go. I said it. Scott Daigle, Tevin Coleman, David Johnson, or Jalen Samuels? I'll go with Samuels. Is Fitzpatrick a complete miss this week? They gave me free money and y'all deserve it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Julian. Is Fitzpatrick a complete miss? I had him listed as a start, actually, so I don't mind him this week. Jayhawk says Herndon or Hoxton. He is desperate. It's Hoxton for me. Anna sent a comment. I can't see it yet, though. I got to wait for another one to bump up here. Are we letting it flow? Is that what you all said? Do we want to let it flow? Yana says Dingleberry or Bell. Because I accidentally called Singletary Dingleberry one night. We're going to let it flow? Let me know. We want to let it flow again? Yep. No. Okay. Let me know. Let's let it flow again if you want. I have to make sure the whistle is wet and ready to roll, though. Anna says, you best tell your favorite people when and where it's happening. I'll drive my blank to NC and help y'all film. Here's the thing. If it happens, though, and we get 10,000 supporters by the end of the year, next season is when I would get it. If we start next season with 10,000, if y'all hang on and support through the off season, I would get it done I'd get it done next off season or next season, like week 1-ish around that time. Is a celebratory, maybe for the first live show of 2020. We want to let it flow. Let's go. I'm hyped, people. I got a good workout in today. I ate well today. I'm down 8 pounds, people. Okay, the diet is working. I'm doing keto and intermittent fasting together. It's working well. I've been working out. I'm feeling better. They say that's not water in the cup. It is. Justin says, if I get tight end whisperer on my right butt cheek, Jake's got to get let it flow on his left, and we need a side-by-side picture, and you got to wear the Minshew costume. We'll see. We're going to let it flow. Who's pumped? Who is pumped? I am. I'm feeling good, people. It is water. It is water. All right. All right. This is a good one. Hold on. This is not a let it flow question. This is an actual question. Is it fair when your opponent doesn't submit a lineup to keep from dropping players? I feel like that's cheating. You got to submit. As long as you submit a lineup within the rules, I'm fine with it. Like, a lot of people ask me about tanking, especially for dynasty leagues. As long as you're following the rules, I can't say yes or no to it. You've got to follow the rules, though. If the rules require you to start somebody, then yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing rolling again. Let's go. Devin Rogers wants to know Samuels, Murray, Ridley, or Kirk in my flex. I'll go with Kirk. Ryan posted something too. I can't see it yet, Ryan. I'll get to it in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's let it flow again. 3, 2, 1. Should I trade Godwin for Adams? No, I'm not going to do that just yet. Galladay or Golden Tate if Stafford is out. I'm going with Golden Tate this week if Stafford ends up being out. If not, I'll still roll with Galladay. If it is a PPR league, though, I would still potentially do that. Latavius or Breida? Latavius Murray, we're starting. Yeah, but it depends on who you've got there. Drew Brees, Lamar Jackson, or Matt Ryan in a full PPR league. Start 1, it's Lamar Jackson. Odell or Devontae Parker? Odell. Murray or Pascal? I'm going to go with Pascal if it's PPR. Keto fact, newborns run on ketones as body fuel for the first couple of months, even with the consumption of breast milk. Blake, thanks so much for that. Thanks so much for that fact. That's awesome. Chris Herndon or Janu Smith? Is Janu Smith. Latavius Murray, Drake, or Ronald Jones on a non-PPR? I'm going to go with Murray there. Kamara still got the same value? Heck, yes. Pick one for me. Coleman, Carson. Oh, I lost it. So sorry. Which two should I leave out? McKissick, Drake, Latavius Murray, Drake, or Juju? Well, you said Drake twice. Gonna have to leave out Drake and McKissick, run with Murray and Juju. McKissick or Breida? McKissick. Le'Veon Bell or Jameson Crowder? Le'Veon Bell. Murray or Josh Allen? Murray. Murray, Marvin Jones, Pascal or Parker? Gonna go with Pascal. Latavius or Breida? Latavius. What defense should I use? Seahawks, Giants, Lions, or Buccaneers? I'll go with the Seahawks there. Hawkinson, Graham, or Witten? Going to go with Hawkinson. Le'Veon Bell or David Johnson? Bell. Start 2 in a full PPR. Williams, Michael Gallup, or Marquise Brown? I'm going to go with Gallup and Brown. Breeze or Mahomes? Breeze. Herndon or Smith? Smith. Kyle Allen, we're starting. It depends on who else you got. But no, I would not if I have better options. Should I play Hunt for Fournette on a bye? I would play Hunt this week if you have to. Hawkinson, Graham, or Witten? Hawkinson, Woods, or Pascal? Woods. Murray or Josh Allen? Murray. Monty or Ingram? Monty. Pick one in the standards. Slayton, Ty Johnson, Ballage. Let's go with Darius Slayton this week. I am excited for Slayton. Full PPR, Jameson Crowder or questionable Marquise Brown? Crowder. Should I trade Jacobs and Thielen for Evans and Mack? Yes. Lockett or Adams? Adams. Hoyer or Darnold? Darnold. No, Hoyer. Sorry. Hoyer is above Donald. Hawkinson, Grant. I got Hawkinson on that one. Jarvis Landry or Emmanuel Sanders? Emmanuel Sanders. Which two should I leave out? Already answered that one. Gallup or Rojo? Gallup. Howard, McDonald's, or Doyle? Howard. Should I trade Terry McLaurin for Mohamed Sanu? No. Coleman, Carson, Sanders, Montgomery. Pick 2, Carson and Montgomery. Bell or Samuels? Bell. Gallup, Tate, Jarvis, or John Brown? Tate. Full PPR, Woods, Ridley, Boyd, or Samuel? Woods. Gallup or Holiday? Or Hollywood? Gallup or Hollywood? Gonna go with Hollywood if he's ready to go. Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray? Murray. Murray, Godwin, or Singletary? Gonna go with Godwin here. These questions really slowed down for some reason. Hopefully the chat isn't messing up for you all. Hunter, Bell, Bell. Kenyon Drake or Larry Fitzgerald? Larry Fitzgerald. Woods or David Johnson? Woods. Should I trade Terry McLaurin for Mohamed Sanu? Already did that one. Standard flex. Williams, Kirk, or Samuel? Kirk. Kyle Allen on waivers. There is Darnold and Fitz. I would go with Fitz over them this week. Chubb or Amari? Gonna go with Amari for the upside there. PPR, flex, Gallup or Rojo? Gallup. Flex, Williams, Kirk, or Samuel? Kirk. Montgomery, Singletary, or Samuel. Have to pick 2. Kirk and Singletary. OBJ or Golden Tate. OBJ if it's a PPR league. Woods or David Johnson. Woods. Should I trade Aaron Jones for Hopkins? Yes, I would do that. I'm good with that. Chubb or Amari. Crowder or Woods in a full PPR. I'll still go Woods, barely there. Is Mike Evans good though? Yes, Mike Evans is a beast. Pick 2. Allen Robinson, Diggs, or Emmanuel Sanders. I'll go with Diggs and Sanders. Hoyer or Cousins. OBJ or Golden Tate. I've already answered that one quite a few times, I feel like. Kirk, Gallup, or Moore. Kirk. Is Evans good? Yes, I already told you he is. Ronald Jones or Williams. I'll go with Ronald Jones over Jamal Williams this week. Should I trade Jamal Williams for Alshon Jeffrey? I have Aaron Jones and Eckler. No, hold on to Williams just in case you have an injury there. Crowder or Woods, I'll go with Woods. Sanu or Josh Gordon the rest of the season. Sanu. Sanders, Coleman, or Mark Ingram in a half PPR. It's Mark Ingram. Olsen or Janu. Need upside, Kyle. It is Olsen. Which 2 should I leave out? I already answered your question too, I believe. Have to draw. Missed it. Marvin Jones or Drake Jones. Monte, Singletary, Kamara. Choose 2. Monte and Kamara. Which 2 should I leave out? I already answered the question. Marvin Jones or Drake. Marvin Jones. Rest of the season, Eckler or Murray. Eckler because of that PPR upside. Samuels, Coleman, or Singletary. Pick 2. Samuels, Coleman, or Singletary. I'm going to go with Jalen Samuels and Singletary. Gesicki or Rudolph. Gesicki. Goff, Ryan, Jones, or Tannehill. Ryan. Marvin Jones or Drake. Jones. Pick 2 in a PPR. DJ, John Brown, Crowder. I'm going to go with Brown and Crowder. I'm not trusting. I do not want to play David Johnson this week unless I absolutely have to. Pick 2, Allen Robinson, Diggs, or Emmanuel Sanders. Diggs and Sanders. Pick 2, Lockett, Hill, Godwin, or A-Rob. Godwin and Hill. Kyle Allen or the field to replace Matt Stafford if hurt. I think Stafford's going to play, but if you absolutely have to play Kyle Allen, then go for it. Is Cole Beasley worth stashing? PPR only. That's okay. Ridley or Kirk. Boyd or Hollywood? Going to go with Hollywood. Pick 2. Already did that one. Full PPR. Top 3. McKissick, Drake, Latavius Murray, Chris Herndon, Juju. McKissick, Juju, and Latavius Murray. Pascal, Hollywood, or Ballage in the flex standard? Going to go with Pascal. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's standard. Hollywood for upside. Pascal or Crowder? Crowder. Thoughts on Kamara saying he would give more work to Murray? He's being a good teammate there. He's saying the right thing. Pick 1. Bell or Monte? Monte. How do I get rid of Juju? You don't. Kareem Hunt or Chubb? Chubb. Flex PPR. Murray or Breida? Murray. Ballard or Johnson? Johnson. Hoyer, Trubisky, or Allen? You got to go with Hoyer. Montgomery, a viable PPR? Absolutely. Marvin Jones or Josh Gordon? Marvin Jones. Good job, dude. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Marvin Jones or Josh Gordon? Marvin Jones. McKissick or Drake? McKissick. Kareem Hunt or Chubb? Chubb. Lockett, Gallup, or Moore? Lockett. Murray or Kirk? Kirk. Kareem Hunt or Chubb? Chubb. I already answered that one 100 times. Evans or Julio? Evans. Mahomes or Lamar? Lamar. Josh Gordon or Josh Reynolds in the flex? Oh, boy. I would go with... That stinks. I'll go with Josh Gordon, though. Breida or Samuels? Going to go with Samuels. Darrell Henderson Jr. or Robbie Anderson rest of the year for a flex play? Robbie Anderson. Drake McCoy or Crowder for a flex? Crowder. Kareem Hunt or Chubb? Keep asking that one. I've answered it. Chubb. Janu or Witten? Janu. Vikings or Panthers defense? Give me the Panthers this week. Or not Panthers. Give me the Vikings this week. Crowder or Woods? Woods. David Johnson, Carson, Singletary, Coleman. Pick 3. It's Carson, Singletary, and Coleman. Alec Erickson, Josh Reynolds, or Darius Slayton in a full PPR. Erickson for the full PPR, but Darius Slayton, he's going to have a big week, I think, this week. Go with Slayton. Howard Gesicki, going to go with Howard. Chubb or Mack, going to go with Mack. Janu or Witten? Janu. Robbie Anderson or Ted Ginn? Robbie Anderson. Cole Beasley worth starting? No. I already answered that one 100 times. Yes. Choose 1.5 PPR. Debo. Ginn Jr., Humphreys, or Erickson. Going to go with Teddy Ginn. Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold? Jones. PPR, it doesn't matter for quarterbacks, but Tannehill, Cousins, or Rivers? Rivers already played. Tannehill. Cole Beasley, I already answered that one too. Sanders or Moore? Sanders. Janu or OJ? OJ. Juju or AJ Brown? Juju. Jamal Williams or Todd Gurley? Todd Gurley. Marvin Jones or McCoy? Marvin Jones. Kirk, Moore, DK? Lost it. Your response is godlike. Thank you. Samuels or Boyd? Going to go with Samuels. Marvin Jones or McCoy? Marvin Jones. Ginn or going to go with Ginn there. Have to drop one. Geis or AJ Green? I really don't want to drop Geis. Good job, Kyle. Thank you. Kirk, Moore, DK, and Singletary. Pick 2. I'm going to go with Kirk and Singletary there. Marvin Jones or McCoy? Marvin Jones, Howard or Herndon? Howard. Oh, boy, people. All right. Whew. David Johnson or Mark Andrews in the flex? That's a tough one too. David Johnson. I'd have to go with David Johnson this week. Slayton or Tate? Tate PPR, Slayton standard. Whew. Oh, just to add to this, Ryan O'Connell, our DFS guy, has said that he will also get a tattoo if we get to 10,000. So, three of us are getting tattoos if we get to 10K, people. Just think, 657 of you watching right now. If you all go sign up, we're on the way there. Now Ryan's upset. Boy, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not entertained, then I don't know what would entertain you. Myron says, my let it flow has really improved. Thank you. Appreciate that, Myron. Let me roll back up here real quick. Ryan says, Kyle, WTF is going on? Why is the DFS Patreon asking me about a butt tattoo? Jake is putting you in timeout for sure when he gets back home. No, he's not, because I already brought this up to Jake. He already knew it was coming. My swollen taint, thanks for keeping the body tight for us, Kyle. No problem. I'm working, squeezing it up just a little bit. Okay, I've added a little bit too much weight. Got to get it back off again. Anna says 2 flows in less than 30 minutes. That's an impressive refractory period. I tip my hat to you, sir. Thank you, Anna. Rocky Road Warrior, need 4. Gallup, AJ Brown, Pascal, Jay Williams, Curtis Samuel, Kirk, Gallup, Pascal, Kirk, AJ Brown. Melvin Aponte. Melvin, appreciate it, my man. Start 2. Chris Carson, Jalen Samuel, or Aaron Jones? Carson and Jones. Robert Wardlaw wants to know 1 QB, 1 running back, 1 flex. Whew. Full PPR. Great job, guys. Thank you. So for my quarterback, I'm definitely going Kyler Murray. For my running back, it's Carson. And then for my flex, it is Godwin. Kyle George says, what's up, my fellow Kyle? Tell Jake I miss him. Full PPR for the flex, Marvin Jones Jr. or Sammy Watkins. Go with Marvin Jones. Kyle, appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much. Jake probably already heard it. David says, any advice for my best ball teams? What should I do? I guess it depends, because most best ball teams, you don't do anything in season. So are you talking about for next year? Or are you in a league where you can trade players? Because best ball is all about upside. So you're going after the guys that give you the most upside on a weekly basis. Jake's upset now. So it depends. So you're targeting guys with the highest upside. That's what you need to do. So if you're in a league that's best ball, but it offers trades, you got to go out there and get guys with that upside. Sandeep wants to know in a PPR, trade Leonard Fournette for Julio. I also have Carson and David Johnson. It depends on who your wide receivers are. That's a pretty fair trade, though. I'm leaning Julio a little bit, but Leonard Fournette has had a really good season. Jake said he doesn't want his tattoo on his butt. You don't have to, Jake. Oh, man. Whew. I wonder if I can look and see how many people have signed up on Patreon since we started the live stream. I'm going to look right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been at this for 1 hour and 25 minutes. So here's the thing. For 1 hour and 25 minutes, what we do here at the Fantasy Headliners is we obviously answer a bunch of start and sit questions. I've been answering all of your questions for 1 hour and 25 minutes. An hour and 24 minutes now at this point. So I'm going to keep answering. I'm going to keep answering some start to sit questions. I'm hanging out for a while, Headliner Nation. I'm feeling good. Paul, no, that's not happening, Paul. I'm not even repeating that. I'm going to keep hanging out headliner, but this is what we call headliner Nate. This is what we call the fantasy headliners after dark. Okay. So this part of the program, ask me anything. We talk about life in this part of the program. What do you have going on? Do you haven't, do you have any life questions? Okay. Do you want to know something about me? Do you have, that's what we do here. Okay. Headliners after dark. We hang out for a little bit. We just chat. This is the laid back part of the show here. This is what I'll say. If you want your football questions answered, again, I'm going to keep answering some fantasy football questions. Don't worry. But this is the chill part. This is where we just relax and just hang out for a while. I saw this one asked a few times. Quagosaurus says, how do you grade tests? Since you teach public speaking, how is it graded? Quagosaurus, I don't give tests. I don't believe in tests. Makes no sense. Tests don't make any sense to me. In some classes, they do. But for me, I don't give tests because I don't believe tests are a true indication of a student's grasp of the content. Like for me, like ACT and SAT scores to get into college are the most ridiculous thing in the world. I think they're stupid. Okay? I hate them. It does, because a high school student could be a really, really good student, could be engaged and could want to do a lot of good. And maybe they don't get into their school because they didn't do good on an SAT score. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Hank says, have your students ever asked you about fantasy football? I have talked with them about this before. I've had students approach me about starting a podcast before, and I've talked to them about that. So yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that quite a bit. Do I think there are aliens? There has to be, right? There's got to be something else out there. David says, is this my full-time job? This is not. This is my second full-time job. I work in higher education for my first full-time job. I'm the Associate Director of Enrollment Management at my university. I oversee our online and graduate school. So I do a lot of academic advising, a lot of recruiting, a lot of day-to-day operations type things. I also teach a little bit as well. So, yep. Leor says, Kyle, what is your advice on a persuasive speech? I'm taking public speaking classes at Michigan. First off, go blue. Okay. For a persuasive speech, you need to give a persuasive speech on something you believe in, right? Because you're trying to persuade me to believe in something. So that's what we got to do. I always make students do an information speech and a persuasive speech. And for the information one, I'm like, don't tell me what you want me to think, okay? Just give me the information. For the persuasive speech, though, that's where you really have to get me to buy into whatever it is that you want. So you have to be confident in what you're talking about. It has to be something that you believe in as well. And you have to sound like you know what you're talking about. That's first and foremost. If you sound like you know what you're talking about, you are going to get people to buy in. So that's number one. You have to do that. Do I ever get back to Western Michigan? Kevin says, yeah. I have family that lives in Kalamazoo. So I am in Kalamazoo a lot. So if there's anybody out there that's in Kalamazoo, the next time I'm there, follow me on Twitter. I'll let people know the next time I'm up in that area. Maybe we can get together, do some lunch or something like that. I'm always willing to do that stuff. I was there a few weeks ago, but I had plans with some family I hadn't seen in a while, so I hung out with them instead. Have I ever smoked a doobie? I have never actually smoked anything before. I've never smoked marijuana. I've never smoked cigarettes. Here's the thing, though. I don't care if you do, to be honest with you. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't hurt me, right? So I shouldn't tell people what to do. Okay, if it doesn't bother me. If it's not hurting me, I can't tell you. Ryan says I pass speech with a C. Hey, C's get degrees. They actually don't always. But, I see some Kalamazoo love there in the chat. 100% people, if you are in the Kalamazoo area in Michigan, follow me on Twitter so I can let you know the next time I'm up there. Let me double check. I'm not missing any questions here real quick. Oh, I was going to check Patreon too. I forgot. I'm going to have to check somewhere else. Hold on. Let me look here real quick. I'm going to have to fire up the internet on my other computer here. I want to see where we're at on Patreon. I want to see how many of you guys signed up. We're going to do some more headliners after dark here in just a second, but there are some questions on here I got to get to. I got to see the Patreon first, though. Y'all are awesome tonight. This has been a good night. Just hanging out. It looks like we've gotten a few more. We've gotten a few more Patreon people. The Patreon link is below as well. So if you're wanting to help support the channel, and get some of that cool stuff we talked about earlier, you can go down below, click on the link, and you can do it. I got a few questions here I got to answer real quick. Mike says have to start 5. Le'Veon Bell, Ingram, Coleman, Tate, Sanders, John Brown. Le'Veon Bell and Ingram for sure. Tate and John Brown. And then I'll go Sanders over Coleman this week. Melvin says start to OBJ, Tate, Cooper, or Godwin. It's Cooper and Godwin for me. Danny. Flex, Carson, Coleman, J&M Brown, Bears or Steelers D. Bears D. And I'm flexing Carson. A small thank you for the good work. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, King or BS. Really do appreciate that. Mark says, do you think Mike Williams will get better? I don't know. The reason I'm holding on to him right now in case there's an injury to Keenan Allen, or if his injury gets worse. But I'll say it. I didn't like Mike Williams before the season either, so I'm not super excited about him. Let's get back to some headliners after dark questions here. Mixing over Rojo. Callan says, Kyle, I did the $5 a month a few weeks back. When do I get the background? Callan, thefantasyheadliners@gmail.com. Email it. We just set it up. So we probably didn't get the notification correctly because we just set it up, but email us. We'll make sure it happens. This is a good question. Where'd it go to? How does Michigan beat OSU this year? They don't. That Michigan only beats OSU this year if they play their absolute best game of the year and OSU plays their absolute worst game of the year, and it will still probably be close. Hank wants to know tips on being camera shy or less camera shy. Practice, and watch it back. It's going to be really weird watching yourself to begin with. I was the same way when I first started doing podcasts. I would listen to them back, and I hated the way I sounded. But you know what? You have to do it because you find certain things. You see how certain things work good. One thing with me too with my voice, at the very beginning, everything kind of sounded monotone. So I had to work on like pitches and going up and down and sounding more excited about certain things. So it takes a little bit of work. It really does. Terry says, why did you shave? What happened to No Shave November? Oh, I know I had to shave. Had family pictures. So I had to shave. But it's going to come back. Don't worry. We're going to finish No Shave November strong. Ooh, here we go. Need upside. I know Michigan sucks. Okay. I know. That's why I said that only a perfect storm is going to have it happen. Oh, Wendy McNuggets. I saw your question. I've lost it now. Oh, there it is. Methods to cope with extreme stress. We talked about this a little bit last week. And one thing too, I'm working on a little bit of a side project on YouTube as well. Something I'm going to be doing kind of outside of the fantasy headliners, to speak about a lot of this stuff. Because I was talking to Jake the other day. I haven't been able to be in the classroom this semester because I took a new job at work, new responsibilities. They told me not to teach while I was kind of getting into the flow of things. But I was really missing it. I was really missing a lot of those things that I talked with about my students. So I'm going to be rebranding my YouTube channel and doing some different things there, kind of outside of this. Again, it's not going to be fantasy football related. It's going to be other things. I'm really excited about that. However, Wendy's McNuggets, methods for coping with extreme stress. You got to find things that make you happy. That's number one, first and foremost. You got to do you. All right. You got to do you. Yes, we live in a world where we need to worry about other people more often than what we do at this point. And it's something that I definitely try to talk with my students about. But at the same point too, you also have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually as well. If you're that type of a person, it's something that I've
started doing a lot more recently. I've started working out a lot more. It's something that I got away from, and I have found over the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's been like 30 degrees at night here, and I'm still going out at 11 o'clock at night when I get done recording, or 11 o'clock at night before I record, excuse me. Run out real quick. It could be 11 o'clock at night. I run out real quick, and I'll ride my bike for 30 minutes around the block, just up and down the street, and then I'll bring it back in. And it could be something as simple as that. Going over to the Y and working out. I'm playing flag football. We have a Fantasy Headliners flag football team. That's really helped as well. All of those things, physically keeping care of yourself, taking care of yourself. And then also at the same point too, you have to, make sure that you're taking care of yourself with your eating habits and stuff like that. Eating is a disaster for me sometimes. I love food. I love to eat. You set something in front of me, I want to go after it. So it's been making sure I'm eating healthier as well. And quite honestly, my mental state where I'm at right now is the best that it's been in a while. I was getting super stressed. Jake and I have been talking about it a lot over the last couple of weeks. We were dealing with a lot of stress with the channel and things like that, and getting out content and some hate we've gotten the last few weeks. However, doing all these things, I'm feeling really good about where I'm at right now. So those are, and everybody is different. Everybody is different as well. Hank says, can you ever do live streams before the Thursday night games? That would be a cherry on top. Unfortunately, we can't. I do know we are trying to make a Thursday stream work this year for Thanksgiving. We're going to stream in the morning before kickoff. We have not been able to get that worked out as of yet, though. So no guarantees there. We're trying to see if we can make it work with everything family related we have going on that week. But we can't live stream before Thursday nights because we're putting out so much content. Waiver wires on Monday, and then we got start and sit videos for running back and wide receivers, start and sit videos for tight ends and quarterbacks. So if we're getting all that content out, it's really hard to try and live stream on top of it. Which I love to live stream. John says, how do I get my wife to clean up after herself? I don't know what you mean by that. But here's the thing. You just got to talk to your wife. Okay, have a conversation with her. Be open and honest. That's what you got to do. Tampa Chris says, how long have I been playing fantasy? I started playing fantasy when I was in middle school. So like 8th grade is when I started. We had homeroom. And in homeroom, I was supposed to be using the computers to do homework, but instead I was using the computers to sign up for Yahoo Fantasy Leagues. And I would just set all my teams to auto draft because I didn't have a computer at home at that point. I'd set all my teams to auto draft, and then I'd come in the next day. I would take a look. I'd hit the waiver wire. I would send trades out, and I'd check my team every single day. So that's how it started. I started with baseball before I started with football. Thoughts on Michelle with his cupcake playoff schedule? I like it. I like his schedule. He's got to get a little bit better, though. Scott says, love you. Love you, Scott. Mark Ingram over Tevin Coleman for me. Justin says, I'm a super powerful and well-rounded public speaker, so I've been told, Kyle, how do I get started doing public speaking? I graduated with a BAS in Natural Resources. Also, I'm okay. That's the thing going around right now where people are throwing that in the end. How do I get started doing public speaking? Social media. Create a page for yourself, and start posting, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Facebook, whether it be YouTube, and start doing things like that so you can start showing people that this is something that you could do. Also, in the professional world as well. Talk to bosses, supervisors, things like that. Let them know you want to start doing some public speaking, and maybe start at your company. So maybe like if your company has like an employee development day, maybe start doing some things there. If you do like different presentations, start with that. Start building up a little bit of a portfolio, and then just look for opportunities. Look on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a good one too. Look on LinkedIn as well and see if there's anybody looking for public speakers, and kind of go from there. Brandon says, because you are an advisor, can you give me your opinion on me leaving college to become a police officer? I'm in the hiring process. Senior next semester, 4.0 GPA would finish after police academy. Brandon, school's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. Obviously, when students start, I like to see them complete and earn their degree. However, if your passion as being a police officer and you believe that you're here on this planet to be a police officer and that's what your calling is, go do it. Go do it. Because you could tear your ACL tomorrow, you could break an ankle, you could have something go wrong, you could be diagnosed with something, and then the police academy could say, no, we can't accept you. Um, it's there for you now. So if your plans are to come back and finish, please come back and finish 100%. If you can come back and finish, please do that. But go do it. Do it. If that's what your passion is, you got to go do it. You got to do it while it's there. John says, I need a new job. I teach English now. Would you all hire me? Got to fill out an application. I don't know if we're hiring any English instructors. Jordan says, does doing a YouTube channel take away from your day job? No, it does not. It can't, because I'll get fired. Here's the thing, though. My work, everyone that I work with knows about what I do. I've actually helped as well with some YouTube and stuff like that there. But here's the thing. I can't, because it's my full-time job. That's how I pay my bills. This doesn't pay my bills. We can't do this full-time right now. If you sign up on Patreon and we get tattoos, we might be able to. But I can't let it take away from my day job. That's got to be my number one priority. I have to do that. I have to do that. Kyle, Squatty Potty would be an awesome sponsor. Squatty Potty, if you're out there watching right now, let us know. Wendy's McNuggets says, what happened to the buy and sell videos? We did one. We just don't have enough time to do a bunch of them. Let's see. Got some more fantasy football. Let's jump back up here. Do some more fantasy football questions here real quick. Crowder, Robinson, or Montgomery in the PPR flex, going with David Montgomery. Sandeep on L4 Julio trade. Wide receivers are Chark, Juju. Running backs are Carson and DJ. I'll take the Julio side then. Yep, 100%. Alejandro, Breida, Samuels, Ridley, Kirk. Pick one in standard. I'll go with Kirk. Let's go with Kirk in standard. Steve says, need some flex advice. Drake or Crowder? It's Crowder for me. In a full PPR. I'm looking for a ceiling and not a floor. It's Crowder. Headliners for life. Hashtag thanks, Steve. Appreciate it, my man. OBJ or Kirk? Man. Still feel like you got to go with OBJ there. But I like Kirk a little bit more this week. So I'm fine with that. Carson or Montgomery? It's Montgomery for me this week. Turtles says, thanks, Jackson. I'll probably keep spamming chat to see if Kyle gives a response, but appreciate the response. Hold on. Let me see. What was your question? See if I can find it. Scrolling back up here. Like I said, people, this is the chill part of our live stream. We still got 500 people watching. How cool is that? I love it. I appreciate everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Oh, boy. It's way up here. Post it again. I'll keep an eye on it. See if I can find it. Brandon says, I appreciate you answering my question on a huge decision in my life. Headliner Nation, more than fantasy football. We are. We do fantasy football, but yep. I mean, this is a community. This isn't just about football here. That's why that's why I like to talk about this stuff. I've got a platform here. I've got 500 people watching. If I can talk a little bit about stuff that I'm passionate about and help somebody tonight, that's what matters the most, right? I mean, whatever our fantasy football teams do tomorrow, that's great, but that's not the most important thing. That's not the most important thing. Okay, the most important thing is that you wake up tomorrow healthy, happy, fulfilled. That's what matters. Kevin says, do you have any other way of following you besides Twitter, Snapchat, or something else? No, not really. Don says, you cool to hang with? I don't know where you're at, Don, but if I'm ever in the area and you're around, absolutely we'll try to make it work. Will the Seattle Mariners playoff drought end in the next 7 years? Probably. That's a long time. Are you one of those English teachers who consistently shows up late? No. Because I tell you what, I always tell my students this every semester. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy this class. but I'm going to expect a lot out of you. And I tell them too, I'm expected to show up on time for work. You're expected to show up on time for my class. If anybody walks in late to my class, automatic deduction on points. Automatic. You got to be there on time, 100%. And yes, I am there on time every time. Also, if you skip my class and you don't tell me and it's not excused, you lose 50 points. My classes are 1,000 points. So if you miss 2 classes without telling me, that's a full letter grade right there. Cook says, your thoughts on Toastmasters and other groups to advance public speaking? Yes. Practice, 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 practice. Anything you can do to practice. Yes, 100%. So many fantasy football questions. Let's talk something else. Someone said, come to Compton to hang out. I'm way across the country from Compton. But again, we want to get out there and do that type of stuff. Tyler says, the tight end whisperer. Yes, Tyler, what can I help you out with? What can I do for you, Tyler? Would you start Janu over Everett? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Tannehill or Goff? Watson is on a bye. I'm going to go with Tannehill this week. This community rocks. It sure does, Paul. It sure does. Holla at me, Kyle. Giannis, I got you, man. Speak to me. Fitzpatrick or Goff? Who to start? I do have Goff over Fitzpatrick. I almost called him Fitzpatrick. I don't even know. Black Market says, I'm so proud of this community. Let it flow. Let the cash flow. 1K. Also, that would be awesome for my blood pressure if I got my question, got an answer. Garrett says, I live in Montana. It's okay to be a Browns fan. Yeah, absolutely. Alejandro says, sorry, joined the stream late. Just got off work. Hey, no worries. Thanks for jumping in. James says, can you explain why I get rid of Jacobs and Thielen for Evans and Mack? Hold on. Thielen's injured right now. Thielen is injured, number one. Mike Evans is the wide receiver one right now in basically every single format except standard. No, full PPR. Michael Thomas is full PPR wide receiver one right now. So that's a huge gap for me. Then the gap from Mack to Jacobs isn't that big. So I'm fine. The difference in Mack and Jacobs is not nearly as big as Thielen and Evans. So give me Evans and Mack easy there. Kellen says, am I afraid of spiders? No, but I am deathly scared of snakes. Hate snakes. Hate them. Hate them. 100%. Whew. Ken says, great show, Kyle. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Tyler says, thanks, Kyle. You rock. Everyone, make sure you're liking the quality content. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Traded Juju for Jalen Samuels. Already have Godwin and Julio. Needed a running back for the quads bye week because I only have Phillip Lindsay. Was that a bad trade? Juju for Jalen Samuels? I mean, I personally wouldn't have done it. I would have looked for something different. But it's done now, so you can't do anything. However, you have Godwin and Julio already, so it's not going to be a huge issue. Are you a hockey fan when football is over? I used to love hockey. I used to go to hockey all the time. There was a minor league hockey team in the town by me, and we would go to those games a lot, the Kalamazoo K-Wings. They were affiliates of the Dallas Stars back when the Stars won the Stanley Cup too. So they had a really good team back then. But I don't have time to keep up with it anymore. Unfortunately, I'm a Red Wings fan. I try to watch, but it's tough. Steven says, English teachers always think they have the most important class. I got hosed too, lost a letter grade. I'll tell you what, I'm not like a typical faculty member either. Like I have a really tough time dealing with faculty sometimes because there are a lot of faculty who think that they don't stink. And it's just the way it is, and that's the way it is and always has been basically in higher education. They think they run the place, they think that they matter the most. And I'm not like that. I don't like that. I've worked on the staff side and the faculty side, so I've gotten a chance to go back and forth. But man, it's that can drive me nuts when instructors and teachers act like that. Yeah, I don't love it. Wendy's McNugget says, "How tall are you, Kyle?" About 6'2", 6'3", 6'2" and a half. We'll split the difference there. Rocky Road Warrior says, "What is my favorite food on my diet?" I'm definitely doing like low carb right now. I did find out that Aldi's was selling no carb bread. Went looking for it. They don't have it in stock right now. We had like chicken fajitas tonight. Love that. Did chicken, green peppers, onions, took an avocado, mixed it up with some salsa, poured the salsa in, a bunch of lettuce, made like a salad out of it. Love doing that. Love doing that. Couple more fantasy football questions here. Alejandro got you. Josh V. No, Alejandro Fitz, Crowder, Damian Williams, Samuel, and a full PPR pick one. Crowder's going to have the upside, but Samuels is going to be the guaranteed volume and the safer play. So it depends on what you need. Josh V, Allen are cousins this week. Allen, Nicholas, trade Todd Gurley for Bell. I would take Bell over Gurley, yes. And Tannehill or Allen. I've got Allen a little bit higher than Tannehill this week. Anna says, since you said that, watch you be late to your next class. Oh, boy. Curtis Jones, will Adam Thielen make a startable appearance before week 14? My bench is sad. Dede, Hilton, Thielen, Carr, and Howard. I hope so. I hope he gets back on the field, man. But with his injury, though, I mean, they need to play it safe. They need to let him heal up. That's number one. My computer is going to die soon. Mark Malaire, half PPR, choose to Lockett, Sanders, Brown, Samuels, who to flex, Lockett. And Brown for the upside, Samuels for the safe play. Peace out, Kyle. Have a good night. DWW17, you do as well, man. Thank you. Don says doing a low carb but more vegan. I've talked to some people about a vegan diet, and I've heard some really good things about it. I haven't tried it. The one thing that I have done is I've tried to do a lot more turkey than red meat. That's the one thing that we've been doing quite a bit. Do you accept APA format? I remember that being such a pain in the... I do APA. That's what I make my students write in, because that's typically... APA is what they're going to have to write in when they get to their capstone courses and they're doing their senior projects, so I make them start on it earlier, so they get it. Jeremy says, keep it up. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Murray or Kirk in the flex? I'm going to go with Kirk. Golden Tate over Sammy Watkins for sure. Should I trade Chris Godwin for Tyreek Hill? Evans is my wide receiver one. If you do, I would try to get a little bit more for Hill. See if you can get something along with it. Robert says, do you have to donate to get your questions answered? You don't. You don't have to donate to get your questions answered. However, people who do donate and ask questions, I have to, we have to make sure we get to those, unfortunately, because if someone sends us $5 for me to not answer their question, that's not cool. So I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Louis says, how does my wife feel about me being so good at tight ends? Moving on. Coleman or Carson? Going with Carson. Are you a hunter or a fisherman? Paul says. Paul, what's going on, man? Paul, I gotta give a shout out here to Paul. Okay, Paul Sinzig. I'm sorry if I messed up the last name. Paul, he is literally in every single show that we do, always comments and says, what's up, Jake, or what's up, Kyle. Paul, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't love fishing, I guess. I'm not that big on fishing. I have fished before. I don't mind it. I just don't love it. I don't find it as soothing as other people. And then for hunting, I used to hunt, but I don't anymore. I used to hunt back when I was living in Michigan because I actually had land that I could hunt on. I don't have that here, so I can't really hunt anymore. But Paul, again, thanks for the question. Appreciate all your support, man. Imp the Pimp says, "Hey Kyle, sorry to bother you. You're not a bother. No one is. Who should I start in a standard league in the flex? Drake or Samuels? Samuels. Pascal or Gallup? Gonna go with Pascal. Hank says, "Congrats." There's a fly in here again. Hank says, "Congrats on losing weight. Got to slim down for the tattoo." Justin says, "So if you are a tight end whisperer and you're always whispering with Jake on the other end, does that make Jake a wide receiver after having his tight end whisper them?" Oh my gosh. Oh, Justin, I think you won the chat for tonight. Sean says, "What's my wife's gift for Christmas?" I don't know yet. I'm on quite a roll though. For our anniversary this year, I got her flying lessons. She's always wanted to take flying lessons, so I got her flying lessons this year for our anniversary. For her birthday, I got her a new Apple Watch. She wanted that. So I don't know for Christmas though. I don't know. We haven't really talked about it too much. Got to get the kids taken care of first. Got to take care of the kids first. Edgar says, "Just want to say thanks for the consistency and honesty every single week. This is the place to be on a Saturday night." Edgar, thank you so much. This is cool. This baffles me. I'm sorry, people. I know I say this every single week, but it honestly is just crazy that there's 495 of you that just want to hang out and chat with me. Like, come on. That's crazy. It's crazy. Never thought. Ozzy says, "Hey Kyle, first time live, would love a shout out, man." Is it Ozzy? Azay? Ozai? I'm so sorry. I'm giving you the shout out, but I know I'm messing that up. I apologize. Should I trade Breida for McKissick and PPR? Ugh, I wouldn't do that. Just because I have a gut feeling that Mike Davis is going to end up in Detroit after this week. If your last name is Richardson, wouldn't it really be Chubson? We've been live for an hour and 57 minutes. Hey Kyle, who should I start? Devontae Freeman or Kareem Hunt in a PPR league? Freeman. What's my favorite flavor of potato chip? Woo! You know what I've been eating a lot of on this diet? The Blue Diamond Bold Almonds that are salt and vinegar. Because I used to love salt and vinegar chips, so that is an awesome substitution there. The sour cream, like the sour cream and cheddar chips, are really good as well. Barbecue is always good. The best chips are from Jimmy John's. Love Jimmy John's chips. Jimmy John's, if you're out there watching, give me a call. We can work something out. Headliners on the verge of 80,000. We are so close. So close to 80,000. David Johnson, Chris Carson, Monty, Mac. Need 3. Carson, Monty, and Mac for me. Hank says, "My neighbor is putting up her Christmas lights right now. It's the beginning of November." I walked into the house this morning and I yelled, because I was out here finishing up the rankings videos for this morning, getting it up. And, oh, wow. I should not have just said that. Getting it up. No. Getting it posted? We'll say that. That was not good. I walked into the house and I yelled, "Let's get the Christmas tree out." Kids went crazy. My wife just gave me that look. She was like, "What are you thinking?" Hey Kyle, full PPR. Start Jonnu Smith or Jack Doyle. That's Smith for me, man. Ooh, what do we got here? Someone from across the pond. Myron says it's 5 a.m. here in Germany, but I love the show. Worth a sleepless Saturday. Thanks so much, Myron. Appreciate that, bud. Thanks for hanging out. 5 a.m. is hella early. I will not be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Patrick says I'm doing a fantastic job buttering me up, so I'll answer his question. I'm kidding. Thanks, Patrick. Williams, Gallup, or Hunt in a full PPR? Couldn't go with Gallup. Justin H. All right, Kyle. We got to get these Christmas guys. Could you whisper? It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas fantasy headliners. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. No, we're not going to go that far with it. We're not going to go that far with it. Don says, I cut up cucumbers for potato chips and use like spinach dip or hummus. I don't like cucumbers though. I don't. If I'm really feeling like I need chips, I will do like some pork rinds, which aren't great for you, but they have no carbs. Hey, FYI to everyone watching, my surprise, I'm going to be live tomorrow morning as well. That's right. We've been going for over 2 hours, and I'm going to be live tomorrow morning too. Oh, snap. Yes. Headliners live, back to back. So just so you know, if you didn't get your question answered tonight, come back tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, though. So make sure you turn on the notification. Hit the bell notification. So when we go live, you get that notification right away. I don't know when, though, yet. I haven't decided. It's going to depend on a couple of different things. Jay says, what's up, Fantasy Headliners? What's going on, Jay? Whoa, questions. Woods, Juju, Crowder, Gallup, Boyd, pick 2. Man, I really don't want to play Juju this week. Some instances I'm all right with it. Woods I'll definitely go with, but then it's between Crowder and Juju for me. If it's a PPR, I've got no problem playing Crowder there. Where am I in the U.S.? I am in Indiana. I'm not going to tell you where, though, because that'd be creepy. Matt Stafford might be out. I don't think so. I think he's going to play. Paul says, I love you guys. You guys are the best without a doubt. Appreciate it, Paul. Love you too. I don't know why I keep putting my hand back here like this. I don't know. Hazelnut says, you go, Kyle. Appreciate that, my man. Hey, Kyle, quick question. Matt Ryan, Jimmy G, or Cousins? Matt Ryan. Jade says, Dan, we getting a full load of the fantasy headliners. Yes, you are. I'm just going to keep streaming until my computer dies. Anna, I'm going to start singing just for you. Oh, there it goes. I just got the notification on my computer that my battery's going low. All right, Headliner Nation, this is what we're going to do. A couple more questions, and I got to get out of here. We've been live for over 2 hours. I'm going to be alive. I'm going to be live again tomorrow morning as well, but my computer literally just told me it's going to die soon. The last thing I want to do is die in the middle of the live show. So don't forget, tomorrow morning we're going to be live as well. So go support us on Patreon if you can. Let's answer a few more questions. Brian Hoyer or Kirk Cousins this week? I'll go with Cousins. Hawkinson or Janu Smith? Gonna go with Janu Smith. Mark Ingram or Jalen Samuels? Mark Ingram. Singletary or Samuels? Singletary. Kyle and Jake are the best. Paul, yes, we are. Thank you. You're the best, Paul. Good night, Kyle. Have a good one, Callan. Appreciate that. Mark Ingram or Jalen Samuels? Mark Ingram. David Johnson, John Brown, or Kirk in my flex? I'll go with Kirk. PPR, Mark Ingram or Jalen Samuels? Answered it so many times. Are you an Irish fan? I love Notre Dame. Nope. Michigan stuff right up behind me. Michigan fan. Brian Hoyer, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins already answered that one. Thanks for everything you do, brother. Appreciate it, Gio. Full PPR, Ebron or Herndon? That's Ebron. Rest of the season, Damian Williams or Coleman? Coleman. Legend B, Coleman, Tate, or Pascal and a half PPR. Tate. What's your thoughts on Sterling Shepard rest of season? I really hope he gets back, but he needs to get healthy first. Golden Tate or DK Metcalf? Golden Tate. Latavius Murray or Pascal? Pascal, PPR, Latavius Murray in standard. A couple more. Give me one more non-fantasy football related question. Where's it at? Let's go, people. Checking in from London. What's going on across the pond? Appreciate it. Sam Donald or Ryan Tannehill? It's Tannehill. Singletary or Samuel? Singletary for me. One more non-fantasy football related question, people. Let's see here. So many. Love the After Dark. Keep on keeping on. Appreciate it, Zach. Cole says boo. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Legend B says thank you. Good night. Thank you. Pizza or cheeseburger? I'll take pizza. Love pizza. Got a few more questions down here. Love the channel. Thanks from Alpha. Thank you, Alpha. Appreciate it. Miles Diaz, start 3. Bell, Zeke, Saquon, Jacobs, Singletary. Definitely going with Zeke, Saquon. Jacobs already played, Miles, so hopefully you got him in your lineup. If not, then it's Bell. Jim B's the man. Sanders or Kirk? It's Kirk. Michael, AJ Brown or Jarvis? AJ Brown. Patrick Edwards in a full flex PPR. Chubb or Jalen Samuels? I'm still going to go with Chubb there. And then who won the $1,000? It wasn't a $1,000 gift card. It was $1,000 cash. And we posted on all of our social media. All right, so I got to say this. Somebody sent a donation with a question, but for some reason it is not showing up at the bottom. I really apologize. It's Jeremy West. So, Jeremy, hit me up on Twitter if you're on Twitter, and I'll get your question answered there. If not, email us. We'll try to get you through there as well. Or post a comment somewhere here soon on one of the videos, and I'll keep an eye out for you. So, I apologize for that. Parker or Crowder? I'm going to go with Crowder this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Tampa Chris says, how old are you? I am 31 years old. Tannehill or Stafford? It's Tannehill. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to the Fantasy Headliners live on this Week 10 Saturday night. It has been an awesome evening with all of you beautiful, wonderful people. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for over 2 hours. I'm going to go catch some sleep. I'm going to go hang out for a little bit. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to get a quick workout in. Going to hang out with the fam. And then I am going to jump on live again tomorrow morning right here. I don't know what time yet. Keep an eye. Turn on those bell notifications. Sub to the channel if you haven't subbed already. Make sure you sub to the Fantasy Headliners. Hit that subscribe button below. Make sure you're commenting on all of our videos. Like the video as well. We really appreciate it. Headliner Nation, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great evening, everyone. Love you. See you later.